Hi, I'm Lieutenant Young with the Clayton Police Department. The new school year is quickly approaching, and we wanted to take a quick minute to talk about something very important: school bus safety. Over the next week, we will be highlighting key tips and reminders to help keep Clayton students safe all year long. Let's start with the most important takeaway. According to North Carolina General Statute 20-217, when a school bus stops and has its red lights flashing and stop sign out, drivers on both sides of the road must stop and stay stopped until the bus moves again, unless you're on a median divided highway. We'll dive into this more later in the week, but you should know that breaking this law can lead to serious charges and big fines. The mandatory minimum consequence for breaking this law is a $500 fine. But if someone gets hurt because of your failure to adhere to these laws, then the punishment increases and could even include jail time. Now that you understand the big picture, we're going to jump into a series of videos that break down the specifics of school bus safety. Here's what you can expect. First, we'll detail the equipment school buses use to signal when they're stopping. Then we'll go over safe practices for students getting on and off the bus. Next, we'll cover every scenario drivers need to know when approaching a stopped school bus on the road. And finally, we'll hear from our school resource officers on why this matters so much and how we can all play a part in keeping our students safe. Follow along this week and help us spread the word, because safety is a shared responsibility.
Hi, I'm Officer Woodall with the Clayton Police Department. Welcome to part 2 of our school bus safety series. Today, we'll be breaking down safety features of a school bus so that drivers know what to do when they see one on the road. First, we'll start with the obvious, the bright yellow color. It's highly visible on purpose so that drivers are easily able to see school buses at all times of the day. Watch for the lights, especially when they're flashing. This is important because yellow means the bus is slowing down, so be prepared to stop, and red means the bus has stopped and kids are getting on and off the bus. All cars must stop completely. Next, we'll talk about the safety features on a school bus that activate when the bus is stopping. If the stop sign and the stop arm are out, all traffic must stop in both directions unless you are on a divided highway. There are no exceptions. Passing a stopped school bus is both dangerous and illegal. The large mirrors on a school bus are also helpful because it helps the driver check the surroundings and ensure the safety of the students boarding the bus. It also helps them give directions so that students can do so safely. And speaking of the bus driver, this person follows strict procedures and is trained to keep everyone safe at every stop. Every school bus is equipped with a rear emergency exit door. These are clearly marked and easy to open in case of an emergency. Just another one of our important school bus safety features. So when you see a school bus, slow down, stay alert, and always obey the signals that you see on the bus. Our kids are counting on it. Thank you for tuning in to part 2, and tune into part 3 where we will talk about how kids can get on and off of the bus safely.
Hi, I'm Officer Ferris with Clayton Police Department. The school bus stop is one of the most important places to practice safety. Whether you're a student or a parent, knowing what to do helps protect everyone. Be sure to arrive at the stop early because rushing can lead to accidents. Stand at least 6 feet back from the road while waiting for the bus. Wait until the bus comes to a complete stop, the red lights are flashing, and the stop arm is fully extended. If you need to cross the street, watch the bus driver closely. The driver will hold up their left hand with their palm out to signal for you to wait until it's safe. Stop, look both ways for traffic, and then check again. When it's safe to cross, the driver will give you a thumbs up and point to you in the direction you should walk. Walk directly across the street, staying alert and continuing to watch for traffic in both directions. Always cross at least 12 feet in front of the bus where the driver can clearly see you. When boarding, hold the handrail and go straight to your seat. Without stopping to talk or play with your friends, sitting right away keeps the stop efficient and the route running smoothly. At the Clayton Police Department, we know smart choices at the bus stop help everyone get where they're going safely.
Hey, I'm Officer Barber with the Clayton Police Department. In part 4 of our school bus safety series, it's time to talk about one rule every driver must follow: never pass a stopped school bus. Let's go through the 3 most common roadway scenarios you may encounter in Clayton. First, a 2-lane road. When the bus stops and the red lights are flashing, everyone must stop, no matter which direction you're coming from. It doesn't matter if you're late or if you're in a hurry, you stop. But what if you don't? That's a ticket and a hefty fine. More importantly, it's a danger to kids. Next, A 2-lane road with a center turn lane. Same rule applies, everyone stops. The turn lane does not change that. Kids might be crossing, and your job as a driver is to keep those kids safe. Don't try to slip through the turn lane, it's illegal. You will get pulled over. Finally, a 4-lane road with a median or barrier. Here's the exception. Only the traffic moving in the same direction of the bus must stop. If you're on the other side of the median, going in the opposite direction, you can keep driving. If you're on the same side of the road as the bus and you try to pass, not only are you breaking the law, but you're also risking a child's life. So remember, know the road, know the rules. Let's keep our students safe this school year.
We want everyone in Clayton to have a safe start to the school year. North Carolina runs more than 14,000 school buses, carrying nearly 800,000 students every year. Whether you're driving, waiting for the bus, or walking, we all need to protect our children.
That's especially important because in 2023, North Carolina saw 1,079 crashes involving school buses, causing 683 injuries and 6 deaths. Each crash reminds us to slow down and watch for buses.
On a national level, from 2014 to 2023, only 1% of traffic deaths involves kids riding school buses. The real risk happens when children get on and off the bus. A few seconds of patience can save a life.
In fact, in 2023, 128 people died in school bus crashes nationwide, a 23% increase from 2022. 24 of those deaths were pedestrians outside of the bus. That's why staying alert near bus stops is so important.
Unfortunately, part of the problem is behavior. A recent Governor's Highway Safety Association report found that more than 200,000 drivers broke the law every day in 2022 by passing stop school buses. Here in North Carolina, failing to stop can cost you heavy fines, points on your license, and possible jail time.
What's even more concerning is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says 10 to 20% of drivers don't know they must stop for buses with flashing red lights and stop arms. This confusion puts kids at risk. Knowing the law saves lives.
And distracted driving makes matters worse. The National Safety Council says nearly half of all crashes near bus stops and schools happen because of distracted driving. That's why it's so important to slow down and pay attention to buses.
We all play a part, and together we can make every bus ride safe for our kids.